Psalm TV, the pulse of the nation.
In today's digital age, staying ahead of the curve is crucial for success. Turabo Business School is committed to empowering the next generation of leaders with the skills they need to thrive. We present you our special computer training exclusively designed for SS3 and JSS3 graduates. Our comprehensive program covers a wide range of topics, including Microsoft Word, master the art of document creation and editing, unlock the power of data analysis and visualization, Microsoft Access, learn to manage and analyze database, Microsoft PowerPoint, create stunning presentations that captivate audiences, graphic design using CorelDRAW, unleash your creativity and design skills, Photoshop, enhance your image editing skills and create stunning visuals, programming using web design, build dynamic websites and web applications, database development, learn to design and manage databases, UI/UX design, create user-friendly and intuitive interfaces. At the Turabo Business School, we believe in creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Our experienced instructors will guide you every step of the way, providing you with hands-on training and mentorship. Don't miss this opportunity to gain a competitive edge. Contact us today to learn more about our program and register for the next session. Call 080-6026-9140, 070-6342-8464 or 090-1010-8844 between 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. Turabo Business School, creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Join us today and unlock your full potential. Turabo Business School, opposite Civil Service Commission, Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Turabo State. Empower yourself with the skills of the future. Register now.
Good evening, viewers. You're welcome to news at 9 p.m. on Psalm TV, the pulse of the nation. You can follow us on Facebook at Psalm TV and catch us live on YouTube at Psalm TV Live. Now let's take a look at tonight's headline. On tonight's headline, Army and DSS arrest gun runners and seize ammunition in Taraba, while President Bola Ahmed Tinubu extends Nigerian Customs Service bosses tenure by 1 year to consolidate reform. Niger State sues federal government at Supreme Court over exclusion from 13% derivation despite hosting major dams. Ekiti State approves over 18.5 billion naira for roads, water, tourism, and electricity infrastructure. On international news, Trump envoy visits Israel as Gaza crisis worsens. 58 killed in 8 convoy shooting. Business news. Parthian Partners structures 800 million naira tin export deal to boost Nigerians' commodity finance. Entertainment news. Subaba marries Edo lawmaker Natasha Osowaru in private traditional ceremony. Sport news. Oyo government to host 2025 Oluyole Golf Tournament, promotes sport tourism for economic growth. I'm Bridget James, and now the news in full. In a coordinated security operation, troops of the 6th Brigade Nigerian Army and Sector 3 of Operation Wild Stroke, in collaboration with operatives of the Department of State Service arrested a suspected arms dealer in Wukari local government area of Taraba State. The suspect, 29 years old, Buliami Shuaib from Balango village in Karim Lamido local government area, was apprehended near the Ambassador roundabout. During the operation, security forces recovered 362 rounds of 7.62 mm special ammunition, 1 round of 7.62 mm NATO ammunition, 842,000 in cash, a black Jing Cheng motorcycle, a Redmi Android phone, and an itel phone, 2 silver rings, and a First Bank ATM card. The suspect is currently in custody and cooperating with investigators. According to security officials, his arrest is expected to lead to further breakthrough in the effort of dismantle armed trafficking network in the region. Brigadier General Kingsley Chidebere Owa, commander of 6th Brigade and Sector 3, Operation Wildstroke, commended the troops for their success and reaffirmed the Nigerian Army's commitment to working with other agencies to rid Taraba's state of criminal elements. He encouraged the public to support security efforts by sharing timely and credible information. The United Nations Population Fund, UNEPA, in collaboration with the Adamawa State Police Command, has organized Phase 2 step-down training for gender desk officers on GBV. The second phase of a 2-day capacity-building workshop aimed at enhancing the handling of gender-based violence cases across the state. The training, which took place in Yola, brought together over 80 gender desk officers from the 54 Divisional Police Headquarters in the state. Our correspondent, Ojoma Yusuf, has the details.
The training, which took place at the Police Headquarters Yola, brought together over 80 gender desk officers from the 54 Divisional Police Headquarters in the state. The training is to develop the skills of gender desk officers in the state in receiving, investigating, and persecuting offenders of GBV.
In as much as we want progress in our society, we need to keep people updated, especially when it comes to knowledge. I will start by recommending the UNFPA for organizing this in collaboration with Adamawa State Police Command. This is a job well done and it's highly recommendable. You cannot have officers who are out there to do things, tasks that you are expected of them and report perfectly without the immense knowledge of how to do it. So with this kind of step-down training, it equips them and also enhances their own knowledge regarding what they are to deliver to the public.
They are to be trained and be developed with skills and knowledge on how to receive, investigate, and discreetly prosecute offenders of GBV.
The Adamawa State Police Commissioner, CP Maurice Dankombo, who was represented by the Deputy Commissioner of Police Administration, DCP John Sanduri, called on the participants to take advantage of this opportunity to update their understanding on GBV.
What we are going to learn today will help us to compare or to learn from experiences locally and internationally, because these persons have been trained by foreign resource persons, and they are coming to step that knowledge down to us so that we too will have a feel of what other countries or what officers or persons who are saddled with handling gender-based cases have done in foreign lands, and they brought their experiences to share with us. And so for that reason, we too will be very privileged to have a broader knowledge of what this training should be.
Speaking on behalf of the participants, Ijudigal Impereju stated that the training is timely considering the increase of GBV in the state. He pledged that the take-home from the event will be utilized accordingly.
After the training or the knowledge acquired, it is also expected of each participant to step down to take the information, to take the knowledge down to other counterparts so as to educate them to know the needs, how to go about fighting this violence against genders.
Ojoma Yusuf, Sun TV News, Yola.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved a one-year extension for Controller General of the Nigerian Customs Service, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, initially due to retire in August 2025. Adeniyi will now serve until August 2026, according to a statement by the President's Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga. The extension aims to allow Adeniyi to consolidate ongoing reforms, including the modernizations of custom operation, implementation of National Single Window Project, and fulfillment of Nigeria's commitment under the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. Appointed in an acting capacity in June 2023 and confirmed in October 2023, Adeniyi succeeded Hamid Ali as Comptroller General. The statement praised his leadership and commitment to service, expressing confidence that the extended tenure will enhance custom capacity for trade facilitation, revenue generation, and border security. The Niger State government has filed a suit at the Supreme Court against the Attorney General of the Federation, seeking inclusion in the 13th Derivation Fund, represented by Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Muhammad Darani. The state argues that it qualifies as a resource production state under Section 162 of Section 2 of the Constitution, due to its hosting of 4 major hydroelectric dams, Kainji, Jeba, Shiroro, and Zungeru. Ndarani contend that despite the dams, significant contributions to national electricity supply and revenue benefiting other states and neighboring countries, Niger State receive no derivation benefit. He decried the loss of farmlands and livelihoods due to dam construction, environmental degradation, and recurrent flooding without mitigation effort from federal agencies. He accused the Attorney General and relevant bodies of failing to ensure equitable revenue distribution and urged the court to rectify what he described as decades of neglect and exploitations, calling in unsustainable and unjust for the affected communities. The Ekiti State Executive Council has approved over 18.5 billion naira for a range of infrastructure and development projects across the state. Announced by Commissioner for Information Taiwo Olatumbosum after a virtual meeting, the project includes 10.1 billion naira for roadworks on the Ita-Idole Okemesi Ikoro axis, aimed at improving transportation and security. Other key approvals include 1.1 billion naira for an access road to the university teaching hospitals, multipurpose building, and 1.83 billion naira for remodeling the Adekunle Fajuyi Memorial Park into a tourism center, a 1.5 billion naira water project for Ikere Ekiti under the World Bank supported SOWASH program was also approved. Further allocations include 2.18 billion for the Art and Cultural Center in Ado Ekiti, 515.9 million naira for culvert reconstruction on Iwela Road, and 99.8 million for various electricity and irrigation projects. The state government said this initiative aimed to improve living standards, boost tourism, and support economic growth. The Nigerian Governors Forum, in collaboration with the Universal Basic Education Commission and New Globe, has declared a national education crisis, citing alarming deficiencies in fundamental learning and a high rate of out-of-school children during a workshop in Abuja. The forum noted that many pupils in primary schools lack basic literacy, numeracy, and socio-emotional skills, which are essential for academic progress. Kwara State Governor and Forum Chairman Abdurrahman Abdurrazak, represented by Education Advisor Leo the Great, emphasized the need for urgent reform, improved teachers' support, and better infrastructure. He noted that 66% of school-aged children are not in school and many enrolled students are not learning effectively. UBEC Executive Secretary Aisha Garba, represented by Deputy Secretary Rasak Akinyemi, called for inclusive education and sustained investments in foundational learning. New Globe Vice President Efani Ogochukwu warned that many children, though in classrooms, are not gaining essential skills, stressing the need for urgent system reform. The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Anambra State Command, has advised residents living in flood-prone areas to relocate to safer ground in anticipation of severe flooding predicted by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency and the Nigerian Hydrological Service Agency. The Commandant Maku Olatunde issued the warning on Thursday after assessing the preparedness of the Command's Disaster Management Unit. As part of proactive efforts, the Corps has launched public awareness campaign in high-risk communities to educate residents on flood risks and encourage timely evacuation. The command also directs the Disaster Management Unit, led by Deputy Commandant Nnamdi Ngozi, to mobilize emergency personnel, intensify sensitization through media and community engagement, and collaborate with traditional leaders and local authorities, area commander and divisional officers in vulnerable areas including Ayamelum, Anambra East and West, Onitsha North and South, Akwa North and Akparu have been instructed to implement immediate evacuation plans to prevent loss of lives and properties. President Bola Tinubu presided over the Federal Executive Council meeting on Thursday at the council chambers of the State House in Abuja. Before the meeting commenced, he administered the oath of office to Nana Ozo Kalu, recently appointed as Commissioner representing the Southeast in the National Assembly. The service commissions following the swearing-in, the Council observed a minute of silence in honor of the late Navy Captain Caleb Olubolade, retired, a former cabinet minister who died on May 11, 2025. Olubolade previously served as Minister of Special Duties, Minister of State for the Federal Capital Territory, and Minister of Police Affairs during the administrations of former President Goodluck Jonathan. He was also a former military administrator of Bayelsa State under General Sani Abacha. Present at the meeting were Vice President Kashim Shettima, National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu, Chief of Staff Femi Bajabiomila, Head of Civil Service Dr. Didi Wilson Jack, and most cabinet ministers. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has urged the Nigerian Safety Investigations Bureau to ensure timely and thorough investigations of transport incidents and prompt release of findings, represented by the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo. At the stakeholders' workshop in Abuja, Tinubu stressed that delays prolong victims' uncertainty and allow preventable hazards to persist. He called for immediate investigations, early release of preliminary reports, and adoption of global best practices like those of the United States National Transportation Safety Board. He emphasized that safety recommendations must be implemented, not just documented, and proposed interministerial task forces to monitor compliance. NSIB Director General Captain Alex Bade Jr. highlighted the importance of cross-sector collaboration in building resilient transport system. The workshop reviewed 3 draft regulations covering investigations in aviation, railway, and maritime sectors, aimed at strengthening safety framework and aligning with international standards while addressing Nigerian-specific challenges. Enugu State Governor Peter Mbah has highlighted technology and decentralized regulations as critical to advancing Nigerians' gaming industry. Speaking through the Commissioner for Finance and Economic Development, Dr. Nathaniel Urame, at the Enugu Gaming Conference, Mbah said his administration is committed to deploying advanced technologies and public awareness campaigns to promote responsible gaming and eliminate underage gambling. He praised the Enugu State Gaming and Lotto Commission for its effort, noting recent investments in digital infrastructure, including an automated license verifications and operator registrational patrol, which enhance compliance and reduce fraud. Executive Secretary at the Commission, Prince Arinze Arum, stressed the need for decentralized framework aligned with local priorities, while ensuring synergy with federal bodies. He also said the industry's focus has shifted from enforcement to innovation and structure. Representing the National Data Protection Commission, Alexander Owen emphasized data privacy and age verification as vital components of a secure and ethical gaming environment. The Court of Appeal in Akure, Ondo State, on Thursday upheld the election of Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa as the duly elected governor in the November 16, 2024 governorship poll. The 3-member panel, led by Justice Yergata Nimpar, unanimously dismissed the appeal filed by the People's Democratic Party and its candidate, Agbola Ajayi, describing it as lacking merit. The court affirms the earlier decision of Ondo State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal, which validated Ayedatiwa's victory. The Senator Nenadi Usman-led factions of the Labour Party has denied involvement in an alleged plan to stage a 1 million-man protest against President Bola Tinubu administration. In a statement by Ken Osogba, media advisor to the interim national chairman, the group dismissed the claim as false and politically motivated, linking them to a petition by Obayomi Arabami, whom they describe as an imposter. Arabami accused key LP figures, including Peter Obi and NLC President Joe Ajero, of plotting to topple the government under the guise of reclaiming the party's former secretariat. The faction described the allegations as baseless and warned that they were aimed at intimidating opposition voices. They called for a full investigation, stating that the party had moved on from the old secretariat after a Supreme Court ruling in April, which affirmed Usman's leadership. The group reaffirms its commitment to democratic values and condemned the alleged harassment of its leaders. The Oyo State House of Assembly has approved the reappointment of Mr. Kamoru Aderigbe as chairman of the State Civil Service Commission. Along with 4 other members, the confirmation followed a report by the Committee on Establishment and Training during a plenary session led by Speaker Adebo Ogundoyin. The House also confirmed Mr. Musibao Adetumbi San and 3 others as members of the State Judicial Service Commission, based on recommendation from the Committee on Public Petition, Justice and Judiciary, which found all nominees qualified after screening. The Delta State Police Command has arrested several suspects, kidnappers, and cultists during raids across the state. According to police spokesperson SP Bright Adafe, operations in Ogwashi, Uku, Okuluku, Isekulu, Owulu, and Abraka led to the capture of Shendiji Collins, alias Smooth, a wanted kidnapped suspect, and his alleged compliance weapon, including an AK-47 pump-action gun, and ammunition were recovered. In a separate raid in Abraka, 3 suspected cultists were arrested with a fabricated pistol, ammunition, and cult paraphernalia. Investigations are ongoing as the police urge public cooperation against crime. Cholera cases continue to rise in Niger State, with 27 patients currently receiving treatment across 4 local government areas. In response, UNICEF has delivered essential cholera response supplies, including treatment kits, purification tablets, and hygiene materials to the state government. Speaking in Mina, UNICEF WASH specialist Teresa Fama emphasized the urgent need for clean water and sanitation, citing high contamination levels and widespread open defecation as key drivers of the outbreak. State health officials confirmed the supplies would be used to support affected communities and prevent further spread. The Ekiti state government has announced plans to repeal its 2016 anti-grazing law and introduced a new bill to regulate cattle and ruminants grazing. The proposed legislation, titled Cattle and Other Ruminants Grazing in Ekiti State Law 2025, seeks to establish stricter control to prevent farmer-herders conflicts. According to the Commissioner for Information and Value Orientation, Mr. Taiwo Olatunbosun, the decision was made during a virtual State Executive Council meeting. The bill will require herdsmen to undergo mandatory certification and registration before settlement for grazing, and mandates prior notification to the governor for any herder relocation. The new law also proposed involving traditional rules and local government chairmen in resolving grazing arrangements within communities. Unlike the 2016 law, it will clearly define offenses and penalties for ungathered grazing, aiming for a more coordinated and enforceable approach to the managing herders-farmers relation across the state. The Delta State Capital Territory Development Agency has warned residents in Asaba and surrounding areas against violating sanitation law, stating that offenders will be prosecuted at a mobile court. Director General of the agency, Mr. Patrick Ukwa, issued the warning during the environmental sanitation exercise, emphasizing zero tolerance for obstructions of agency's operation. The agency launched a renewed cleanup drive across major locations, including the State Secretariat, MacDon, NTA Road, and Camp 74. The exercise involved clearing drains, removing waste and illegal structures, and sensitizing the public on proper hygiene and compliance with private sector participation, waste disposal registration. Public awareness efforts were led by Ms. Ngozi Peter, who educated residents and shop owners on their roles in environmental upkeep. The sanitation team, headed by Mr. Isaac Nwosu and supported by the agency's Field Marshal, reiterated the government's commitment to cleaner, healthier state capital. The Natural Oil and Gas Suppliers Association of Nigeria has raised concern over Dangote refinery plan to distribute petrol directly to end user, warning it could destabilize existing supply network and lead to long-term scarcity. Speaking at NOGA's annual general meeting on Thursday, President Bernard Correa urged government intervention, urging that a single player cannot sustainably manage nationwide distribution. Correa drew comparison with NNPC's failed retail model and criticized Dangote's strategy as monopolistic. Similar concerns were echoed by PETRON and DAPPMAN, while the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority stressed the importance of maintaining a robust distribution chain. Stakeholders at an executive course on the blue economy for journalists held at the International Maritime Institute of Nigeria, they have emphasized the sector's potential to derive sustainable economic growth in Nigeria. Rear Admiral Francis Akpan, retired, highlighted the country's vast maritime resources and executive economic zone, urging better infrastructure, policy coordination, and alignment with global framework, such as the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and the United Nations Conventions on Law of the Sea. He warned that Nigerians' heavy reliance on imported seafood, valued at over 1.2 billion United States dollars annually, undermine local fisheries and food security. Akpan also pointed out inefficiencies in port operations and called for digital upgrades to reduce congestion and enhance trade. Director General of the International Maritime Institute of Nigeria, Rear Admiral Hadius Odofia, retired, stressed the media role in promoting environmental stewardship and policy accountability. Participants called for inclusive policies that empower women and youth, and urged cross-ministerial collaboration to unlock the full potential of Nigerians' blue economy. Kebbi State Governor Nasir Idris on Wednesday launched the distribution of learning materials, vehicles, and motorcycles worth 2.7 billion naira to public schools across the state. At the ceremony in Birnin Kebbi, the governor reaffirms his administration's commitment to free, quality education, stating that Kebbi is both an agrarian and educational state. Over 2 million books, alongside computers, vehicles, and motorcycles, are part of the initiative aimed at strengthening learning. Governor Idris highlighted achievements including the renovating of 2,000 schools, construction of mega schools, release of 2 billion naira for students' registration fees, and recruitment of 2,000 teachers, professors of KB origin. They have also been appointed to lead local education authorities. Commissioner for Education Dr. Halima Bande and other officials praised the effort, with over 18,000 educators trained and 200,000 naira allocated to each school-based management committee. The state now reportedly surpasses national averages in core subjects, reflecting the administration educational reform. We'll take a short break now, but there's much more ahead right here on Sam TV. Please don't go away.
You are specially invited to the book launch titled Comprehensive Structure and Curriculum Coverage on Part of Speech in Kuteb Mother Tongue. Author Jeremiah Musa Ambashik JP. Date Sunday, 10th August 2025. Venue Bible Society of Nigeria, Roadblock Jalingo, Taraba State. Time 2 p.m. prompt. Chairman of the occasion, Honorable Joshua Yurugu Piki, Member, Taraba State House of Assembly Jalingo. Chief Launcher, Sir Michael Magaji, Director Bureau of Public Enterprise, Team Presidency, Abuja. Special guest of honor, Honorable Dr. Felista Musa JP, Commissioner, Social Justice and Reintegration, Jalingo. Royal Father of the Day, Quay Dr. Amos Adiki, Bamboo Chieftain representing Ambikwe. Child Lady of the Occasion, Pastor Mrs. Fintrima Emmanuel Bolos, 6th Classic, Jalingo. Book Reviewer, Reverend Dr. Victor Audu, Lecturer, Taraba State University, Jalingo. Iya Anda of the Day, Pastor Honorable Mrs. Vicky Aishinfe, SA to the wife of the Governor, Taraba State. In the full of the day, Honorable Emmanuel Lawson, Deputy Chief of Staff, Taraba State. Chief Host, Reverend Dr. Andy and Mrs. Musa JP and Moses. Special appearance, the Prince, Ibrahim Damburam, HOD, Arts Education, Taraba State University, Jalingo. Chief Organizer, Mr. Iranomba Adi, Mr. Manasseh Luka, The Gates, Imbate and Moses. Master of the ceremony, Honorable Henry I. Jolo, Jalingo, Taraba State. Patron, Comrade Emmanuel Ukwen, KYN President. Music featuring Lord Andy Adaki, Celebrity Lecturer, Ayotep Hosea, Ayek Bambo, Victor Ambokchi, and others. Dress code, Kutab cultural attires. Come and learn to unlearn the unlearnable. Announcer, the organizing committee team.
Four brand new tax reform laws have just been signed by Mr. President. Here's what you need to know.
So tax is money citizens.
Welcome back, viewers. We are glad you're still here with us. Coming up next on Sun TV is the international, sports, entertainment, and all the like. On the international news, we said the United States President Donald Trump, East Convoy Steve, arrived in Israel on Thursday to discuss the worsening Gaza crisis. His visit follows growing global outrage over severe food shortages and escalating civilian deaths nearly 22 months into the conflict. Gaza's civil defense reported at least 58 Palestinians killed on Wednesday after Israeli troops allegedly fired on a crowd near an aid convoy. The Israeli military confirmed firing warning shots but denied knowledge of casualties. Witkoff is expected to meet Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to address stalled ceasefire talk and humanitarian aid. Over 60,000 Palestinians have been killed since the war began in October 2023. The following a Hamas attack on Israel that left 1,219 people dead with famine and reported in Gaza. International pressure is mounting. Canada, France, and the United Kingdom support Palestinian statehood, while Trump warned U.S. allies against premature recognitions amidst tension with his conservative base over Israel action. The United Kingdom's Office of the Communications, the national media regulator, has launched investigations into 34 pornography websites to assess compliance with newly implemented age verification laws under the Online Safety Act. The probe targeted 4 companies operating these sites, which collectively attracts over 9 million United Kingdom-based visitors each month. The Online Safety Act, which came into force on 25 July 2025, requires platform hosting harmful content, such as pornography or material related to suicide, self-harm, and eating disorder. To implement strict age verification measures, this may include facial recognition technology or credit card check to prevent children from accessing such content. Platform found to be in breach may face fines of up to £18 million, sterling, or 10% of their qualifying global revenue, whichever is higher. While the law has been welcomed by child protection advocates, it has drawn criticism from some political conversation who view it as a threat to freedom of expression. Following the law's rollout, downloads of a virtual private network applications have sued as users attempt to bypass the new restriction of Ofcom's announcement out. This 34 sites to visit a list of 11 ongoing investigations, including a probe into a forum, Kechan, known for promoting involuntary celibate incel ideology and disinformation. On business, Parthian Partners Limited has successfully structured and financed the 800 million naira commodity bank transaction involving the export of 25 metric tons of tin from Jos, Nigeria. The deal addressed Nigerians on the capacitous mineral sectors by bridging the funding gap in the export value chain. Despite global demand for hard commodities like tin, lithium, and columbite, local challenges such as limited working capital and aggregation delays have hampered growth. Passions acted as both financial backer and structuring advisor, providing flexible capital, ensuring compliance with global trade standards, and managing the entire trade process from sourcing and processing to logistic verification and local suppliers. And the processors were engaged to ensure quality and reliable investment banking, which says the transaction reflects Parthian's strategy to direct capitals where it creates the most value, helping Nigerian exporters, which competes globally. The initiative is part of Parthian's broader goal to build Nigerians' commodity financing infrastructure and enhance non-oil export growth. On entertainment news, Afrobeat star Tubaba has tied the knot with Edo State lawmaker Natasha Osawaru in a private traditional ceremony held on July 25, 2025. The event, attended by a close family including Tubaba's parents, featured cultural attire and celebration. Natasha wore a traditional Edo outfit adorned with coral beads, while Tubaba appeared in a white traditional shirt. The marriage comes after Tubaba's recent separation from his longtime wife, Annie Macaulay. On sport news, the Oyo State government has confirmed its commitment to promoting sport tourism as strategy for Economic Development. Commissioner of Culture and Tourism, Wasiu Olatumbosum. He stated this during a briefing ahead of the 2025 Oluyole Amateur Golf Tournament, scheduled for August 2022 to 24. He noted that Governor Sheyi Makinde's administration has invested in infrastructure, security, and tourism to position Oyo as a destination for sporting events and related economic activities. Olatumbosum highlighted that events like golf tournaments stimulate local economies by attracting visitors who use hotels, restaurants, and tourist services. He praised event organizers Folarin Lawson for his consistent support of cultural events, including the World Egungun Festival. The tournament will feature over 120 players nationwide and span 3 days. Lawson also announced to expand his business into Oyo, citing the state industrial potentials. The tournament is expected to boost tourism, attract investment, and enhance Oyo's image as a sport tourism hub. And that's a wrap tonight. But before we go, a quick recap of our top stories. We reported that President Bola Tinubu has extended the tenure of Nigerian Customs Service Controller General by 1 year, a move aimed at consolidating ongoing reform within the agency. In legal developments, Niger State has filed a lawsuit against the federal government at the Supreme Court contesting its exclusion from the 13% derivation fund, despite hosting major hydroelectric dam. From the state, Ekiti approved over 18.5 billion naira for critical infrastructure covering roads, water supply, electricity, and tourism to enhance development and attract investments. In international news, tension escalates in the Middle East as 58 people were killed during an aid convoy incident in Gaza, with a U.S. envoy visiting Israel amidst the worsening crisis. In business, Parthian Partners structured an 800 million naira commodity-backed deal to finance tin exports, strengthening Nigerians' participation in global mineral markets. On the entertainment scene, Nigerian music icon Tubaba tied the knot in a private traditional ceremony with Edo lawmaker Natasha. And in sports, the Oyo State government announced it will host the 2025 Oluyole Golf Tournament, leveraging sports tourism for economic growth. Stay with us for more insightful program and timely updates on Sun TV. I'm Bridget James. Thank you for joining us. From all of us here, I'm wishing you peace, progress, and purpose. Good night.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast, and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride, your way.